What up? What up? Let me get a mic check. Boom. Okay, we in that thing. What up, y'all? I'm just chilling, drinking my tea and shit. Drinking some of this tea. I made this shit good. This is this tea right here. It's organic tea. I put a splash of that mango V8, that V8 splash in there. With, I make mine with lemons. I put kiwis, real fruit, real lemons and kiwi in it. Just thinking about it's just good. I'm drinking it right now, but this one good ass tea. But so tonight's lesson that we're gonna be getting into is the mind fuck. Are you being mind fucked? All right. So let me make sure my camera set up properly, so we can get on into it. Are you being mind fucked? So the answer to this question is yes, you are being mind fucked. Okay, so what we're gonna be talking about directly is something that I feel like is a major point that we should be speaking about a lot more. Cause a lot of people don't really want to dwell into it, but it's demasculization of men, especially melanated men of North America, for what I know. Okay, so I'm just gonna push it out there like that. So let's jump it out. All right. So, and this is just why I say is being mind. Why I say why are you being mind fucked? Because the suppression of this knowledge is just enough to make you not want to look into it. Cause you got to understand the concept of out of sight, out of mind, right? So once you understand out of sight, out of mind, you'll realize that a lot of things that you don't see, they won't put it in front of you. You won't even think about it. Like, it won't even make a difference in your life. But if you can constantly dwell in the information and constantly walk in that power of that information gain, you can literally change your whole process and just subconsciously, and start moving in the right aspects to overcome the whole reality and basically break the matrix, become like Neo, where you just you like an enigma in the matrix. You know what I'm saying? Like me, I'm an enigma of the matrix. That's facts. I feel like the whole shit belong to me. The whole shebang is my game. So let's talk about it though. I have my days. I have my low vibrational days, low frequency days. But there's reasons for that. You know what I'm saying? I'm aware. So the demasculization of men, especially melanated beings, it start with sterilization. Now, you can sum that up as a whole, really, but I don't really want to sum it up as a whole thing. I rather just bust it down. Let's put it like this. So they give us a lot of foods and chemicals, right? Drugs, they bring in the drugs. And they do a lot of things that fuck with your testosterone levels, keep you from being able to produce children, not giving you the proper information so that you can, because look, when you actually thinking right, it's like you going through evolution because you learning. That's why I say you're supposed to learn something new every day, because when your brain is actually processing the information and moving with it, it's like you're going opposite of what they want, like I just said. So sterilization would necessarily mean just the understanding of all the concepts of what they're doing to you. So we got chemical-based foods, because it all of it together is what they call it sterilization. And I'm giving it to you like I did when I was taking my notes. I was watching an interview by 19 Keys and Billy Carson. And I'm going to say this, both of them are highly intelligent beings, melanated beings at that. Because I'm sitting there watching them and I'm just like, oh shit, look, so this is how I am. If I hear information I already know, I'm like, look, that's a reflection right there. But then when I start hearing information, it could be information I've heard before and I still take notes on it. But it's got to be more it'll probably be more like, I like the way they put it and I like the way that other people sum things up. And sometimes I can take the information, how they summed it up, and then produce my own information to sum it up in a better way to give it to the next person. because it's each one teach one. So we got chemical based foods, like a lot of the things they put in our foods. It's what keep us in low vibrational states where we're not thinking right. You know what I'm saying? If your mind not thinking right, that's where it get to a point where it's like you can't even come up with fresh ideas or like you can't even act on the ideas that was put in place because of the chemicals that's in the food, which is altering your thinking ability, which we'll get to that later when we're talking about logic and emotions. So the chemicals in the foods is at the same time altering your thinking ability, lowering your vibration, keeping your frequency down, and also producing things like microplastics in the food, which is actually producing estrogen in the male DNA chromosomes. So therefore, chemical-based foods, it all ties in with the microplastics. It's chemical castration, like they were saying. So when it comes to microplastics, you inhale it, you intake it through the food, the drinks. They were speaking about how microplastics can convert them. Where they was doing studies where microplastics can convert a male frog into a female. That's producing estrogen in the male, like I just told you. So that shit. So just think about it like that. If it's happening like that, doing studies from a male frog into a female, then what do you think when you go to the grocery store, all your food packaged in these plastics and your water, your soda, your whatever you intake, half a majority of it is plastic in these microplastics or these different plastics of different kinds, and it has chemicals in it already, right? So then your food has chemical, like your food is chemically based. The packaging is got these microplastics in it, which is like a nanobite. So then we have so basically the testosterone levels in men are actually lower now than they ever have been any time it's ever been recorded in history. From the first time they started recording testosterone levels, it's lower now than it's ever been. So that carries on into the state where we talk about how back at one point in time, men were stronger. They had more energy. They worked hard. They produced more children. They stood up for themselves. You know what I'm saying? They could be a man of a household. You understand? They had a balance between the logic and the emotional side through truth. Maybe not, but if you're asking me on how you want to do it, you will learn about each aspect. Like I said, emotional intelligence. Then we can talk about financial intelligence, mental intelligence, physical intelligence on your body and how to eat right. You know what I'm saying? In correlation with helping your mind think right, and how you should be thinking, using your positive affirmations and things of that nature, and walking in that light or whatever information that you gather. And like I said, proper preparation prevents poor performance. Damn, I can't even say it right. Proper preparation prevents poor performance. Okay, so all right. So let me put this over here so y'all can see me. So if the testosterone levels are dropping amongst men now, it's really a time to be super proper with it. So that means that you really, really want to be balanced out. You know what I'm saying? Like you really want to be to the T with your yin yang, and that's why, even though we're talking about demasculization, it all jumps back into the same thing with how everything is it's a mathematical system to everything. So just like how logic and emotions have a balance between them, you know what I'm saying? That's just one yin yang, you know what I'm saying, of how to move against so many other yin yangs, you know what I'm saying? Your mind, your body, your soul, the finances, your emotions, keeping your shit clean, moderation, you know what I'm saying? The illusion of time and how to utilize it properly, you know what I'm saying, to make this matrix your bitch, you know what I'm saying, energy, frequencies and vibrations, dealing with people, you know what I'm saying, knowing the vibes, your telepathy, empathy, you know what I'm saying, your intellectuality, you know what I'm saying, your mentality, knowing about your breathing, being able to focus on your breathing, being able to meditate properly, you know what I'm saying? And just being in a stable environment, or just a positive, stable environment, or just looking for the environment that you want, and you know what I'm saying, like telling life what you want, right? And at the same time you telling life what you want, you forcing life to give you what you want off of the truth and the knowledge and understanding of what you're taking in order to change your life. And that's how you that's what I call the resurrection of the old being, which like I say every time, the resurrection leads to the correction, which leads to the perfection of the being. So that's what I want y'all to constantly remember. We're talking about demasculization. Like, okay, like me, for example, I shouldn't be on here stuttering with my words and all this shit. I ain't gonna lie. It's like as soon as the video started and I started while I'm drinking this tea, I can barely breathe all of a sudden. I don't know. Drink some more tea. But anyways, that's what it is. It's really the tea, because it got kind of hot in here, and I had to cut the air up. And got a little stuffy. I get hot and stuffy sometimes. So let's just keep moving forward. So where we at? Okay, so we was just talking about testosterone levels, and basically, yeah, that kind of took me down a little rant. But basically, that's what I'm getting at. You know what I'm saying? Like, you have to understand all these concepts to be in today's time, because we have so much that's up against us that we have no choice but to walk in that light. We have no choice but to rise up to who we truly are. And if you can't figure out who you are, at least know how to move. You know what I'm saying? That's why a lot of people look into history, because they understand the concepts of, you know, you got to know what happened in the past to get to what happened, so you can understand what's going on in the present, and then you can know how to move for your future. You know what I'm saying? So, and I'm saying that too, like when you come to men dealing with women, you know what I'm saying, bro? You gotta know how to hold your nuts. You know what I'm saying? Like, just don't keep going through these same cycles of emotional battles and lack of information and propaganda and improper narratives that lead us to the destruction of our own people, or not being strong enough to put her in her place. You know what I'm saying? Because they got her utilizing the masculine role, and we demasculizing the man in the same process. And she's helping that cause unknowingly, that she's helping demasculize the black man, or just the melanated being, or men in general, unknowingly, but especially melanated men. So and how she doing that unknowingly, because she going off the narrative, because she is the number one under attack, because she is strength. You know what I'm saying? We put pussy on a pedestal, however you want to put it. So her being the strength, you know what I'm saying, we want to make her happy. That's just like, okay, like I know this one time I was telling my baby mama something, and whatever I was saying, I ain't said it in no messed up way, but it's the fact that I said it and she didn't like what I said. She got hot, started talking about some other shit, and next thing you know, it's like subconsciously in my mind, I'm like, okay, I'm not gonna talk to her about nothing like that then. And no, that's not the case. That's not how you should be moving. That's not walking in power. Understanding is walking in power and being like, okay, why did she get so angry? Oh, because I was speaking something, I was just talking, but she didn't want to hear that, so she got mad about it, right? So instead of being like, I ain't gonna talk about nothing like that, I'm gonna walk in power and be like, you know what? If I have something to say, I'm just gonna have that to say, and I'm not gonna worry about how the other person reacting. But I'm gonna also understand what empathy is, and the difference between constructive criticism and constructive suggestion. You understand? So and you need to make sure that the other party understands that concept as well, even if it takes right there in that moment of when it went down to stop right there and break it down right there in that moment, because that's the best way to teach somebody, right in the moment of when it's going on, for clarity and perspective. So that's what you would have to do, but to make sure that both parties, you know what I'm saying, so we can bring forth the woman and rise her up as well, utilizing our strength to rise her up by being of truth amongst ourselves. You know, so that's what we gotta do. You gotta walk in strength, bro. You can't. So look, the mind is the greatest weapon on the planet. Remember that. I don't care what kind of chemicals and propaganda they try to put in front of you. It's all aimed for your mind. So once you get your mind right, you get your mind moving properly, can't nothing come for that. And then you start breaking codes and people around you, and breaking, like, you just start spreading that light, that aura. And then when your frequency high enough, you can't do nothing but pull people up with you. You know what I'm saying? Or you will allow them to pull you down. See, that's why frequencies and vibrations and energy is something that we should all really truly understand, because we are energy. We are the energy. It's levels to this shit. Like the same way you would say energy, like God, energy, right? I say this all the time. I'm just like, it's like it gets redundant. But so let's just move forward, because we're on this demasculization of men. And trust me, when you have a good spirit about what you're doing, and you being truthful and honest, trust me, the truth will set you free. Like, things will just start happening in your favor when you're doing it the right way, if that's what you truly want. So let's go. Emotional intelligence is key. So this is their agenda, all right? Because they have a whole agenda. So who is they? If you don't know who the agenda is, I say it all the time, it's the blood-sucking vampires, the so-called Illuminati, or whatever you want to call it. But I don't want to call it the Illuminati. I want to call it the synagogue of Satan. You know what I'm saying? So the Ashkenazi Jews, or whatever you want to put it like that into them terms. That's the only thing I can say. You know what I'm saying? They stem from these parties. It's a small amount of them. They come from somewhere else. So, and we talking about, I'm not talking about white people, just Caucasians from the Caucasus Mountains, and they was created 6,000 years. We're not talking about them. We're talking about an elite group of individuals that's in control of the world globally, global politics, the media. You know what I'm saying? What's getting pushed out? You know what I'm saying? What's not getting pushed out? Is somebody in control of it? It's people running the show, and they most likely hiring individuals, intellectual individuals, to be the puppeteers, to watch other individuals, or like they steal information from us. That's how, like, everywhere around you is a camera. Come on, man, somebody can tap in with these cameras, and you think he gonna be in your mom's basement, creating photon energy, or you know what I'm saying? You in there making free energy, and then you think they ain't gonna come watching you through the phone, my boy. You shouldn't have Googled nothing about free energy. You know what I'm saying? You got free energy. It's free energy around us every day. The laptops. Look at an alternator. Imagine an alternator. All right, we ain't gonna get into free energy tonight, so let's just keep moving forward. So we'll do that one day. We're gonna do free energy one day. That should be real simple for y'all, but let's just say an alternator. The things you can do with an alternator, the one that go in your car. So the agenda is for us to not discover our light bodies and higher conscious that we have to change this matrix and keep us unaware of the power we truly have inside. All right. So let's get into that. So your higher conscious, right, and your light body, when you correlate all of that together, that's you going through evolution. And you making this world a better place. You understand what I'm saying? By making your own world, using your higher conscious to be the perfect being, and not allowing none of that to overcome you, and being able to overcome it, so you can, and then ultimately you spreading it collectively, and to the point where see, the reason they try to keep it from us is they don't want us to shine and take what they got going on. They try to hold on to that as long as possible. So that's just what that is. But this way we can talk about superheroes and shit now, cause like once we know, like, see all these chemicals and processed food and fucked up emotions and all this shit right here, it keep us from our superpowers. All right, I'm just gonna be 100. But it take a collective. It take a collective to maintain that stability of that frequency. Let me explain it. Like, so like you can go through like Kundalini energy, right? Your Kundalini energy can rise, your chakras can rise, you know what I'm saying? You could be operating off your crown chakra as an individual. But when you truly rise up with that Kundalini energy to the T, like it's a limited energy. It's not a energy that you can really withstand. You can hold on to like all the time. You know what I'm saying? Like the energy gonna fade. Because the energy is 90% dormant at the base of your spine, right? the serpent energy, right? The kundalini energy is dormant at the base of your spine. So as it rises up, it's like a snake, but the snake gonna rest again. You know what I'm saying? It's limited, but that's what I'm saying. When it rises all the way up to the T, that's like a snake. That's like a snake all the way up. You know what I'm saying? Like the snake, and then it come back down. It's like, but see, it correlates 21 times at each chakra. So it crosses 21 times. So, and that's just something I heard in Sanskrit through Sanskrit serpent knowledge, Kundalini energy. All right. I've been on some different stuff today, but Alright, my bad, my microphone tripping. But let's move forward. So your light body. You have an auric. I think I got it written down over here too. Alright, so check it. You have a spirit, you have an auric body, you have a higher conscious, you have a connection to the multi-dimension, to the you have so you are interdimensional. Well, I'm gonna say multi-dimensional more over than interdimensional, like we ain't crossing matter, or like we're not dematerializing or nothing like that, but we're able to connect, you know what I'm saying, through the mind. So you were able to connect with all this and be free, which is the main thing. Like, it's mental slavery. All this stuff is being done to keep you in low vibrational states. So you can't utilize your aura to change your reality, and you can't utilize your mind to change your reality. When I say your aura, like, that's just like going wherever you want, and nobody frequency, nobody vibration can touch you. Like what Billy Carson said, I use the same terminology. My bubble, you can't come up in my bubble. You feel me? So just like when I meditate, you can't, like, wherever I'm going, you can't step in my Merkaba, bro. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like, I don't care what entities out there, you ain't stepping into my Merkaba. Like, you can try. Like, I'm chilling. I'm at the crib. You can't even catch me. You know what I'm saying? Like, I'm everywhere with it. So moving forward, that's my light body. You know what I'm saying? I can go to the Akashic records and get the information I need to get to do the next thing I need to get done. It also says that in this book, Think and Grow Rich, sometimes that's all it takes is for you to really figure out what you really truly want and how to get it. It don't take you to move around, go run around chasing it. You sit down and think, and you let it come to you. You look for information through knowledge, and we got the internet now, so you look for information through knowledge, and you sit down and just meditate, close your eyes, and just think and have pure intention behind what you want. You know what I'm saying? But see, the thing is, it's hard to think and have pure intention and be a man, and, you know what I'm saying, rise up, because of the fact that so look, we got so many thoughts flowing through our brains all day that it's like you can't stay clear and focused, you know what I'm saying? Because it's all blurry. It's like a storm just hit. You know what I'm saying? It's like foggy. That's the word I'm looking for. It's foggy. So you need to clear that up. So you have to be a certain kind of way. And not saying you have to do everything like that, because a lot of people probably don't meditate or things of that nature. But they have a definite plan and a definite focus on what they plan on doing with their life, and they truly understand they time, the illusion of their time, and how to use it. And they might not be the most masculine man, or they might act like a little bitch. I don't know, but I'm just saying, all that to say, I'm trying to take y'all on Goku level. I'm trying to have y'all walking around on the black Goku type time. I told you. So, and that's just understanding all these levels. So, and then your higher conscious, just not going for anything, being aware of everything, understanding truth and deception, understanding faith over fear, and all of these things. So, this is what you want to be on. So, this is what you got to do to make this matrix your bitch, or your, you know what I'm saying, like, you taking over the part of the matrix that's your reality. You understand? But see, it's hard to bring people across that fold right there, because you coming from the reality that everybody else in. And like for me, when I crossed over into this reality, it was so hard that I can't believe I was trying to get so many other people to come with me. You know what I'm saying? Like, why would you want that for them? They rather be asleep, right? Let the sheep sleep. Nah, that ain't why I was woke up. It's just not why I was woke up. So I'm gonna do my job. And that's just what it is. You gotta give something to gain. That's a duality of its own. That's a balance of its own, give and gain. So we're gonna give back. So where we at? They want us to continue to fight over the scraps. They want us to continue fighting each other, hating each other, and all of this kind of shit. Like social media, and you know what I'm saying. Like hip hop is a frequency of its own, and when they done mastered the frequency and the media and what's getting pushed out there to like the radio stations, and who hot right now and who not, and what kind of message they giving out, and if you could even understand the perspective of that message, if they giving the right message, you know what I'm saying? Because there's too much going on. Like you have enough time to sit down and really learn a lot of this stuff, so it has to come to you over time. You have to evolutionize your brain. And there's some people it's taking longer than others, but it's okay because we all gonna rise up. So therefore, so they want us to continue fighting each other over scraps and never get into the higher levels metaphysically. Understand? So that's basically a sum up of everything I'm talking about. So this is your superpowers. They see you operating off your five senses, and when they keeping you from your higher conscious state of awareness and truth, it's like not only are you only utilizing those five senses, but you're utilizing the lower aspects of those five senses. You know what I'm saying? You're not even utilizing the full aspects of those five senses to rise you up to your sixth sense. You know what I'm saying? Or at that point, once you hit your crown chakra, I'm pretty sure you got like 10 senses. You feel what I'm saying? That's an extra 5. So, and that's through balance. And trust me, we all got this in us. We all got this in us. Through that melanin, if you get your mind right. But not everybody gonna be able to get their mind right in this lifetime. We'll see. Some say they will, some say they won't. Some say that the ones that won't get their mind right gonna have to go because the mama ain't trying. She gonna kick you off home. She said, like, you can't live here no more if you don't want to get your mind. You know how mama get when you acting up. You don't want to follow suit with the new trends in the house, out the new rules at home. You think you grown and know it all. Get your ass out. You know, I mean, you ain't got no spaceship. So I don't know. You might just die. You never know, because the thing is, like, we all gonna die someday, right? In that aspect. But how you know that when the frequency rise up if you able to rise up to that frequency and that connection with the planet, that your DNA patterns just start upgrading to the point where you just become immortal. You're an immortal being. You can't even die. You gotta go meditate because you're ready to go. You say, I'm just gonna meditate myself up out of here. And you just died in the meditation, like the gurus. Because you're intelligent like the gurus. The gurus. You know what I'm saying? The Buddhas. And me, you call me the Black Buddha. You feel me? So I'm gonna go out in meditation. But see, that's the thing about it. Like me, I'm 30 years old. I'm just not hitting my wisdom. I mean, I've been wise for a while, but I'm just now really just changing my perspective. I feel like my perspective just now becoming, I'm aware of this proper perspective now. So, like, people want to have fun, you understand? Like, some people's souls know when they gonna go. If they're going early, if they're going late. Some people don't know. You know what I'm saying? Can't nobody control death in that aspect. So, the thing is, like, you wanna be in full. If the whole world can be moving a certain kind of way, that's what I'm saying. Like, we don't necessarily have. If everybody's frequency get right, then we don't necessarily have to worry about all this violence and drugs and not drugs, but violence and emotional imbalances. At least amongst our people, right? Because, like I'm saying, if you really want to say that not all people on the planet have been on the planet at the same time, and everybody, some races of people are older than other races of people, then